Welcome back to Surveyor Stories. Today we are joined by Andrew Hill. Andrew, thank you for joining us today.
Howdy. So I'm Andrew Hill. I'm a project coordinator and regional flight operations manager for British Columbia and Ontario. I actually started with one of our legacy companies back in 2012, Focus. 11 years now. So as far as geomatics goes, in high school, I actually helped out with some GIS work for a family who's a wildlife biologist. So they have a consulting company, and GIS was a big part of what they did there. So that was kind of my first introduction to geomatics in general. So that prior experience combined with a lot of the field work that I did in remote locations with them kind of piqued my interest. So BCIT is in Burnaby, so it's a tech school, really well regarded in the industry. I grew up in BC, so at the time when I was looking at different schools, I was actually living back in New Brunswick, which also has an excellent program at UNB. As a summer student, my first year I was a survey assistant working on various oil and gas projects. I was based out of the Fort St. John office at the time. Into my second year, took a little bit more responsibility and was working as a party chief. And then basically throughout my studies, I kind of bounced between working up in Fort St. John during the summers and working for our new Westminster office back in the Vancouver area while I was going to school, and as a party chief there as well. After I finished school, I had a job offer to move out to Invermere, which is where I still am. And working as a party chief there, and then moving into a project coordinator roles. Working in the office, got to work with a lot of awesome people, and got introduced into the world of drones, so UAVs, RPAS, whatever you want to call them. I found a lot of passion in that, I guess. It's really interesting. I love technology. I'm a huge nerd, and I'm not ashamed to say that. and yeah, so that's really where my focus is now, is as the regional flight coordinator. So on top of helping project managers, learn a little bit more about this technology and what it can do for a lot of their clients and a lot of the projects that they're working on, but also helping train new staff. I'm a flight reviewer for Transport Canada, so I play a big role in making sure that our new pilots are properly trained and have all the certifications they need to do this work for our clients. One of my most memorable moments early on, this would be in my second summer working. So we were working west of Williston Lake, so northern BC, middle of nowhere. We'd helicopter in and out every day. We're basically doing river crossings and setting control and all that sort of stuff. But it was memorable just because of the area that we're working in. It's not too often that you get to say that your morning commute was a 40-minute helicopter ride through beautiful mountains and down through river valleys and getting dropped off on a gravel bar on this world famous fishing river in the middle of nowhere, and just getting to spend a whole day out there and then get picked up at the end of the day and flown back to civilizations. For current students, you're probably already well aware that there's lots and lots of opportunities out there for summer employment, and take advantage of those opportunities every chance you have. You learn way more than you ever will in school. Not to take away from what you learn in school, but just that practical experience is invaluable. And the people that you get to work with, people that have been in the industry for 5, 10, 20 years, they're able to impart a lot of knowledge on yourself that is really difficult to get otherwise. I guess as far as people looking to get into the industry, there's really an endless sort of array of work that you can do. Depending on where you're based or what your interests are, it could be anything from, like I said, working in the wilderness to working in more urban environments, working with really, really cool technology. The industry moves very quickly. It's always changing, and you're never really doing the same thing from day to day, which is great. So it's there's a lot of industries out there where you sometimes get in a bit of a funk of doing the same thing day in and day out. That's definitely not the case with surveying and geomatics in general.
Thank you, Andrew, for joining us today on Surveyor Stories. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.